Okay, so this is going to be the first of a couple videos, actually hopefully many videos, on League of Legends. We call it League for Dummies. This is going to be just a AI game, pretty simple. Show you some very basic things on how to get good at the game. I just want to do a quick shout out actually to Lauren, to my girl Lauren from work, who followed my Twitch channel and inspired me to start doing this again. So thank you very much. This is for you. I really appreciate it. I went out and got a headset with a microphone, which is a big part of streaming. You got to be able to talk to your viewers and all that good stuff and let people know what you're thinking. So it's weird. It's weird getting used to a headset. Very different, but you hear a lot of sounds that you normally don't. So it's kind of neat. I don't have any music playing because Twitch has a new streaming software filter copyright program thing that if you have any copyrighted music playing, it will detect it and it will mute your stream, which sucks kind of because you can have it automatically archive your streams and then just take those videos and upload them straight to YouTube, which is pretty cool and very easy, but you can't have music if you're going to do that. So we're going to rock out to the good old in-game music and, you know, see what the league score has to offer. So we'll jump right into it. I'm going to do an AI game just to show you the basics. I don't even know what champion I'm going to play. We'll figure that out in a second. Pretty loud. Turn it down a little bit. Pretty loud in the headphones. We'll see how the video turns out. This is going to be kind of my first one with the headset. I did a little testing and it seems to work okay. Had somebody dodge. But yeah, there's a few things that you can do to really increase your chances at winning League of Legends. One of them is to find a good pool of champions that you really enjoy and get really good with those champions, especially once you go into ranked. Don't go into a ranked game with a champion you haven't played before. You're just asking for trouble. So I don't know what we're going to play. Doesn't really matter versus bots, so we're going to go with the good old ranked.
Rest is for the living.
That's still pretty damn loud.
Okay. This'll be a slaughter.
Once a bandle gunner, always a bandle
Let's do this.
Alright, I like it.
Once a bandle gunner.
Your will, my hands.
Lee Sin. I never
By
played
my
Lee Sin.
will,
I need to
dead
learn the
man
plan.
walking. Join the glory.
The rivers will run red.
Vlad. I haven't played Vlad for a while. Let's do that. And I'm just going to pick these real quick because most people auto-lock pretty fast in bot games. I got pretty much a skin for every champion. And what can I say? It's an addiction. We have 3 jungles. You can do whatever you want in bot games. You're probably still going to win. So I'm going AP Magic Pen. I run flat armor and magic resist blues and yellows on every build. Then I have ability powered magic pen. I don't really auto that much on Vlad. AP lane offense is my runes or my masteries. I can't really explain those. I don't have a whole lot of time. But that's what I'm going with. And I'll expand a little bit on that in just a second. Wait for the game to get loaded up. But yeah, I got the Soul Stealer skins. Pretty sick, man. I like all the new skins. They like even the older skins, even like the old legendary skins. Well, not legendary, but the old, like, you know, more expensive skins. They don't have like recall animations and things like that. Like, just the new skins, you get more bang for your buck across the board. So we're loading. I'll show you real quick some of the things that make you better at League. Let me detach my window here so you can see everything. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this one over here. So the first one is just Google. I actually don't have this saved, but I use it every time. Google God tier, and the first thing that pops up will, obviously this is someone's opinion, but it's pretty good advice. So you go to the tier list, it shows you all the God tier champions. It's always updated with each new patch, and kind of gives you an idea what's good, what's relevant, what champions are good. If you stick to the strong and the God tier, tier 1, God tier, it's hard to go wrong. Other thing would be League of Legends. Go to LOL King, and you type in your champion. We're going with Vlad. Go to stats, and then overview. And the main thing is expand. It shows you an overview of items built by this champion. Guides are good, and this has guides which are very handy. See what the most popular ones are. But I like stats. I like to look at guides and use them as a reference, but ultimately you decide what's best for yourself. And this kind of tells you what kind of champion they're going to be. Mostly offense with some defense, so I'm offensive masteries, AP offense, lane. And then this is like a new feature, but it's really handy. Shows you what the most common skill builds are. Everyone maxes Q first, E second, generally W third, the pool. Kind of makes sense. So those are two resources that really help pretty much anybody starting out in League. Recommended items, we'll go with it. Makes sense. You want to get kind of tanky, well, basically because there's really no other good items. We have junglers. I'm going to go bottom with Blitz. We don't really have an AD carry. Always use your pings, man. Pings are so badass, especially the League system. Like, you got on your way, missing, assist, like they're all cool. I also rebind all my hotkeys. They're normally QWER. I use ASDF because that is home row for any kind of typist. Anybody that's taken a typing class probably recognizes that. So I like to be able to type really quick while I'm playing and not have to move my keys or my fingers around too much. I'm putting some hurt on Vlad right now, or on Graves. You want to max your Q just like the guides talked about. Shit, I missed that. The bad part about Vlad early is your Q has a pretty long cooldown. You gotta be careful with your trade. I almost have it. I'm about to ignite this guy possibly. Get him. Oh, he got me too. Shit. It was a little bit ham. Used both my summoners. Got the first blood. We're gonna go right into boots, I think. Get a couple pots. Vlad doesn't use mana, only health. His spells use health, but his Q drains health and does not cost health. His ultimate also does not cost health. Tides of Blood costs a flat amount. You're kind of spamming that because it increases your regen as well as your does damage and all that. So you almost, yeah, and it has like a duration and stack. So you really want to be spamming that constantly. And then your Q, once you level it up, it lowers the cooldown. And you really want to be spamming that as well. Always want to get the cannons. They're big money. Got my tides. See, now you can start throwing that bad boy out there. And it does decent damage. Definitely get your wave clear. You still want to max your Q. It's a lot more damage. Just your heal, cooldown, everything about it is good. Your pool, your last ability you get, and also the last one you're going to max, makes you invulnerable. Also does damage, all kinds of good stuff. Did I get her? Nope. See, I've got 4 stacks of my Tides of Blood going on, which increases your healing, your items, your potions, all kinds of stuff. I almost forgot. Let's turn on some music here. Oh, I don't want that. Music on. song. Not all that loud. Crank up the volume a little bit. Alright, so we're just farming. That's a big part of this game, actually. Ooh. You want to use your pool when you're low. It uses a percentage of your current health, so the less health you have, the less health it costs. Oh shit, that was cool. We go back. So we'll jump over here. First item is the Will of the Ancients, which uses a Hextech revolver as a base. Starts out with one of these guys. A couple more potions. We're taking a lot of poke. You generally don't want to buy more than 2. Having 2 means you have to use 1, and then you'll also have to use another one. And if you can, you don't want to use too much money on potions. Only buy as many as you think you're going to use. Buy a stack of 5, you're never going to use them. Forget about them. Or you just have them until they're not even relevant. Generally you would be buying wards, but since you're fighting bots here, you don't really need any wards. Bots don't do a whole lot. They're on me. Taking some heat. And pushing under your turret is a pretty valid strategy. Great way to deny CS, which is a huge part of the game. The bots are doing to us. Not ideal. Happens. Pop another potion. I got lots of stacks of my tides. So my potion should be healing for a bit. So did that. I need more need better cooldown on my Q. Just needs more levels. But as you can see, I'm regenerating pretty fast, and that's why. Because of the Q. Even if you don't hit anything, it still refreshes the stats. Almost make a play here in a minute. I've got my... Oops. What are you doing, fool? Oops. Get on her. Got her. Got him. Get on it. Oh, Shen's coming in hot. Couldn't go. He's mad. Didn't do it, I would've died. Holy shit, almost gonna die anyway. Got that. Shen came in hot with the ult. It was a little late. I had a sliver of health. Didn't feel like chasing. Chasing generally gets you killed. Go with another 2 pots. Worked out just right last time. Now I've got my revolver, which is ability power and spell vamp. As you can see, I haven't done a whole lot of auto attacking just because Vlad can kind of spam his shit. You don't necessarily really need the auto. You still should as much as possible, but kind of generally want to try to get your wombo combo off before you auto. Blitz is almost back. We'll just wait for him. That fucking hit him. Oh, that was nice. This also slows, so it's not always terrible. Ooh, put the fucking ult on him. What that does, like Zed's ult, which means once you put it on them, the more damage they take while it's on them, the more damage they'll take when it ends. Except Vlad's ult actually affects AoE targets. Shit. Never miss the tanks. Worth a lot of gold. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's called Chemo Plague. And it has, yeah, it's an AoE. It does initial damage and then does follow-up damage. That didn't do any damage. So, you can pretty much at this point, once you get a revolver, you can pretty much spam your spells, especially your Tides of Blood, without much repercussion. Heal it up pretty fast. Guys, all on my shit. That fucking hit me. Yeah, I lost my stacks. Back down to 1. I'm gonna try to keep those up. See, my Q's got a lot lower cooldown now because I'm maxing it first. And once you can start spamming that, healing yourself constantly, start doing a lot of damage. Most of these games are going to be against actually ranked games. I'm just doing this right now because it's my first time with the headset. First time actually streaming for a while. So, wanted to test it out. So towers and teamwork make the dream work, so to speak. Wow, I already have that again. Punish. Oh, I'm 7-1. Wow. Once you get this far ahead, in a normal game, especially once you get your first tower down, most people's inclination is to, you're more ahead, you know, just get more ahead. So again, we're going to go back here. They updated this so it does not show boots anymore, which I kind of like because it makes more important things more relevant, more apparent. But boots are pretty good. Generally, you're going to know what boots you want. For Vlad, you're going to want Sork shoes, straight up. I'm going to get this right now, because I want to start stacking it early. There's only 2 parts to this, which is the zone use hourglass. It's kind of the main defensive item for AP casters. Makes you invincible for 3 seconds, untargetable. Let's see what Ziggs is up to here. And the cool thing about having the Will of the Ancient is it lowers my cooldown by quite a bit. It's a big deal with Vlad. You guys are both, although I'm fucking both of them up. Close. You could flash for it. Nah. I think this is one reason a lot of people don't play Vlad, because he's a lot of work. But if you can keep up your Tides of Blood, you're much more effective. But it means spamming the spell lasts for 10 seconds. Casting that spell every 10 seconds. Basically for the entire game. If you can do it, you are one mean machine. So, I'm doing pretty much what I would be doing in a PvP game. You push down your tower, then you want to start grouping. Farming is not how you win this game. I don't care what pro streamers say. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, farming is part of the game. Yes, that's important. But I think it is far more important in the early game than in the late game. I think late game is just... it's grouping, man. Towers and teamwork all day. Oops. I don't think that's going to do it. Let's see. Not even close. I used my Q before my ult. Wasted that extra damage. I would have done it in a different order. I think I might have actually killed him. And we have the top tower. So once you get the 3 outer turrets, then you want to start focusing on the mid lane. Mid lane is the center of the map, center of the universe. You know, it's not a farm lane. It's a push lane. Get the inhibitor. Once you get the mid inhibitor, you are officially ahead. Baron can get you ahead just the same, but it's way more risky. Unless you ace them or kill most of their team, they can steal it and you can be behind just as fast. But if you... So I'm second, I'm maxing my E, my Tides of Blood. I'm going to steal the blue. Blue actually... Well, it helps mana regen and actually energy regen. So it doesn't really help Vlad except for the cooldown. It gives you 10% cooldown reduction, which is pretty nice, which will put me to 22.5 rows. I thought this was 20. Only 10. And then I have 2.5 for my masteries. So that puts me at, you know, a decent amount. I have enough for my Zonias. Or not my Zonias, my needlessly large rod, which is a big part of the Zonias. By far the biggest part. But the difference is only 500 more gold to finish the Zonias, and that's what I was doing right there. So I have just enough. Go pick that up. Grab. Can't even afford a potion. I'm gonna grab one just in case. Potion is always good to have. Still like very end game. So now I've got armor from the, which is nice. I'll probably get magic resist next. Probably Rabadon for damage, Spirit for sustain, tankiness, which I prefer. Probably Spirit first. Round out my resistances. They're just going nuts on this guy. Probably get him. Yep. And this is how you win games right here. I mean, it's maybe bots, but someone gets caught out because everyone else on the team is busy farming. And you've got a, you know, 5v4 or 5v3 or whatever, 4v3, and you just push your advantage. And you pressure turret. And where you throw games is when you overstay. They've got 5 guys up. We've only got 3 guys here. They've got more guns than us. Back out. Regroup. I'm still full, so I'm gonna go do some of this action. Now the bots, ironically, actually group pretty good. So if you can't take 3 of them, you don't want to fight that. Just like the regular game. Luckily I'm pretty tanky at this point. Well, I'm not really all that tanky, but... Woohoo! That worked out pretty good. Didn't even need the hourglass. I pooled too early. I should have QE and then, no, ult QE and then pool. And they can't hurt you and they just sit there and die. Pretty sick. I actually don't play Vlad very much. I generally play champions that I'm not used to playing when I do a bot game. Just to, you know, practice up a little bit. But yeah, Vlad's pretty damn good. I did it again, dude. That's weird. I like was out of range for a second. It took aggro, so you didn't get it. That's cool. See, my Q actually has a lower cooldown than my E now. Kinda crazy. But I think the E cooldown goes down as well. So that might catch up. What? You're crazy, bitch. I'm curious how this sounds. You guys can... Oh, I stole the shit out of that. Sorry, pal. Generally don't want to do that. Again, bots. So I've had pretty much full stacks almost the whole game. That's kind of what it's about. Oh, he got caught. And inhibitors are what win games. Straight up. You also don't want to run through this spot as much as you can avoid it. Generally death on a stick. Oh, he missed that. Poor bots. Oh my god. Ugh, killed me with a smoke bomb. I had a potion. Oh, and I had an hourglass. I had so many outs. Misplay. Mistakes were made. So, generally, I would want to have my boots by now, but I've pretty much been able to buy every item flat out every time I go back. And each of these items are such a huge power spike that it's not worth, you know, piecemealing it just to get the boots. So, Sork shoes are like 700, I think, or something. 775 once you already have the regular boots. So, at some point I'll pick them up. They give you more spell pen, which is nice once your opponent starts stacking magic resists. As you can see from this one item, 55 magic resist. Pretty good. The Spirit Visage and the Banshee Veil both have that. I like the Spirit because it gives the cooldown and the extra health regen. I think the Banshee is like 50 more health. Kinda nice, but whatever. Okay, let's see if I can wombo one of these guys. I think I did it. It's decent. I dodged that, I think. No, maybe not. So that's the hourglass. That's what that does. Thing. You wanna dance with the devil? Come get some. I'm Vladimir, bitch. I'm immortal. I want to suck your blood. Use that potion. No stacks. Very sloppy. So it's not looking like stacks. Oh shit, they're all here. Time to go. Uh-oh. You need brick. Get off. Uh-oh. It's gonna get real hairy. There's 5 of them to bring me down. Bastards. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to be a support who sucks at killing towers to begin with. Split pushing leaving your team to 4v5. Like, some champions can split push, but even then, it should be like option C, option D, whatever last option there is. Like, grouping, getting picks, taking objectives. That is how you win the game. Speaking of which, pick up our boots. A little extra movement speed is always nice. Which will put our spell pen at magic pen 23 and 6% armor pen and magic pen from our offensive masters. The 23 magic pen flat is pretty decent. You can kind of take a look at some people. Shen, 143, that's pretty fucking high. Biz, 79, it's more like it. 155. I don't know, guy's dead. You really want to spam your spells in this game. And actually multicasting is a big thing. Knowing what spells you can cast at the same. I just cast 2 spells at once. Like, especially if they're on like similar cooldowns. You know, fucking cast them at the same time, man. There's no global cooldown in this game, so. Oh, come on, Blitz. Get him. Get him. You got nothing. Sorry, bro. That's sad. Don't do that. We all do, but don't do that. Oh, here we go. Jukes. Not enough damage. That's one bad thing about, you know, getting tanky is you don't have the kill potential. Funny thing about Vlad is you almost want to spend more time moving than auto-attacking. Almost more important. I wonder actually if movement speed would be decent on Vlad. Almost seems like it would be. Look at this shit, dude. Vlad's retarded. This is what bots is for. Getting the ham out of your system. You definitely don't want to do this in PvP, especially not ranked. That right there is a travesty. Killing inhibitors not only spawns a super minion in your lane, but it also buffs all the other minions. The more inhibitors you have, I believe, what would be the word? Progressively stacks all the minions in the game. So 2 inhibitors increases minions in both of those lanes exponentially. That's the word, exponentially. It's time for one more of these bad boys. Got that. That. Almost got the rabbit on. Pretty much GG at that point. Might be GG right now. Get the home guards. I don't get any boot enchant except for home guards. It's just really good. But you generally don't want to get it until late game or unless you're getting your ass kicked. You just constantly need to defend your base. Got my ult, got my everything. I want a 1v5 bitch. National people. You do this in a real game. Feel pretty good. 24-3. But yeah, quite frankly, in a real game, once you get to this level, you almost become a liability. The reason for that, wow, that's cool. Is because you kind of stack all the gold on your team on one person, and if you die, you know the age-old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if you die, not only is your team down a member, but that's another thing that's really handy. I might have dodged that. Oh shit, two him. Huh, I can't see the timer because my little icon is on. I don't know, but this is like at least a 30-minute bot game, which is, in my experience and opinion, too long for bot games. Should be over by now. So I'm down to pretty much my last item here. Looks like, so this makes it so easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, there's your 5 items. I didn't necessarily follow that order, kind of, but the Rylai's looks like a pretty good last items. This is a custom built inventory screen. I made it myself. This is the recommended for every character has their own recommended. There's also the all items, and then you can make your own, which is an awesome feature they added a while back. And I just made one, and it's just kind of, I have all my starting items, then my different roles, and I just what items I use in that role, which is fairly common. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some health. I've got plenty of damage, got my resistances cracking. Once you have about 100 of each resistance, resistance have diminishing returns. So the less resistance you have, the more important resistance is. But once you break the 100 is about the threshold. 100 resistance is 50% mitigation, whereas like 200 would not be like 75%. It would be less than that. So you really want to shoot for that 100 mark. Even if you're a carry, if you can get any resistance up to that 100-point mark. Oh shit! That old. Hourglass also drops turret aggro, which is really cool. Get out! And this is just about finished. See, it's kind of ironic, even though the score's 58 to 18, you know, we should be absolutely destroying them. But because we spent a lot of time farming, which is understandable. This is a bot game, you know, people are here to learn their champions, learn their moves, learn what they can do, all that cool stuff. I would much rather people do that in bot games than ranked games, because it happens. Ooh, Fool saved my ass on that one. That was a lot of damage. Even still, you know, we can't finish the game because got people doing dragon, Fizz is farting around, getting buffs that he doesn't need. So I'm just gonna say please creep, which is what I actually end up saying a lot of the time in ranked games. people do this shit in ranked games. I never understand, dude. Ranked games is for winning. So here's a good point. We have all 3 inhibitors, which means you basically win the game at that point. They stay down for a certain amount of time. That one actually just came back up. But you'll see...
Let's pool our efforts.
Did they... No? What the fuck? Well, so 1 inhibitor spawns a super minion. Oh, there we go. Plus buffs the minions. 3 inhibitors actually spawns 2 super minions in every lane. So for a minute there we had 3, that's why those, I think they killed the middle lane ones, but the side lane ones are pushing. If you get Baron, Baron buff makes you passively buff all minions around you. So if you have 3 inhibitors and Baron, it means you have 6 super minions coming every wave, and they'd be buffed by Baron. Like, they will chew through turrets so fast you almost don't even have to be there. Like, you look, they're winning the game right now. None of us are even there. Like, all I really have to do is bait this shit. That juke, baby. Dude, we actually have Baron. I didn't even realize that. They stole it at some point. Build this fucking ass. See, so... And Baron gives you passive, regen, all kinds of shit. Does this give you movement speed? It might. So yeah, Baron's really strong. Look at this. They are so fucked. Like, you want to know how to win a game for sure. Right there, man. Minions. Minions win games. So, there's a good little expose on Vlad. And one more thing, which is actually still equally important. So, there's a couple of things to look at on a score screen. More than just what meets the eye. Transformers. You look at your KD. Here's the team's KD, individual KD. 27, 5, and 4. A shadow on their faces. 18.2 gold. Obviously, that happened. 208 CS, which is also pretty decent. Which, you know, is another thing that comes from that. I don't honor people in bot games because you have diminishing returns if you do that. You can honor people all you want in ranked games and pretty much never run out of available honors. But if you do it in bots, you'll like run out for a while and it's stupid, so I don't do bots. But yeah, so had a full build, enchanted boots, like that's as good as it gets right there. That's maximum Vlad. But yeah, beyond that, you want to look at, go to graph, and then there's 3 key stats that really matter. Damage dealt to champions. See, aside from the kills and the assists and the gold and the farm, you want to look at your damage. Like if you're a carry and you're like the lowest damage on your team, you're doing something wrong. Like maybe you're getting dove all day, they're just killing you before you can deal damage. You need to talk to your team, tell them they need tank for you, heal for you, whatever. But I did 67,000 damage. This is more damage than the rest of my team combined. Almost more than their whole team combined. So that is more important than anything, really. And it's crazy when you see a tank, like, with a tank is the highest damage. And that's what I call the, I don't know, triple, whatever you want to call it. Your damage, your healing done. 21,000 healing. Vlad, I mean, it's obvious why he drains life. And then damage taken. See, so I did it actually. 44,000 damage taken. I tanked more damage than anyone. I healed more damage than anyone. I dealt more damage than anyone. That is how you carry a game right there. The rest of the stats are nice, but those 3 matter more than anything else. and assists actually. Kills are good, but assists, if you get, everyone on your team gets an assist for every kill. That is, it goes from 300 gold, which a kill is 300 gold. Assist is 150. You can get 4 assists on every kill, which is an extra 600. That makes 900 gold per kill versus 300. That is a lot more important than farm. So that is that's my first video on some League of Legends action on playing Vlad. I will be doing more. There's no music, so hopefully this will archive automatically to my Twitch page and be available for viewing, and then I'll probably at that point upload it to YouTube. If you like the video, hit the follow button. It's free. It tells you whenever I'm online. Pretty soon in the near future I'll be streaming and then just have the music going. I won't be able to make a video out of it, but I'll just be doing the actual streaming thing. But this is just a little intro. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks Lauren for inspiring me.